She woke up with a start, the sheets around her drenched with sweat, as though she had been pulled out of the depths of the ocean. Her heart pounded in her chest, a trapped bird seeking escape, the remnants of fear clinging to its rapid rhythm. Confused, she sat up, trying to piece together the fragments of a night terror that felt all too real. Pushing the drenched linens aside, she stood up on unsteady legs and made her way to the bathroom, seeking the grounding reality of her own reflection. The overhead light flickered ominously as she flicked the switch, casting eerie shadows across the tiles. She leaned on the sink, her grip white-knuckled, and raised her eyes to the mirror. Staring back at her was her reflection, a girl with hazel eyes wide with fear, haunted by something unseen. They were rimmed with red, burdened with a terror that twisted her stomach into knots. Then, like a lightning strike, it hit her, a memory so vivid it stole her breath away. Her partner, Jason, his face oddly emotionless, the moonlight shadowing his features, was holding her unconscious form at the edge of the lake. She could almost feel the chill of the night air, hear the water lapping at the shore, and see the uncaring ease with which he released her body into the dark waters. Above them, the eclipse hung heavy, a cosmic witness to her silent descent into the abyss. No, that wasn't right. It couldn't be. The eclipse was real, yes, but it had been a night of joy, of whispered confessions and shared dreams. They had been at that very lake, their laughter mingling with the rustling of the trees. She remembered the warmth of his hands enveloping hers, the way he gazed into her eyes, as if seeing her for the first time, and the moment his lips tenderly formed the confession, "I love you." It was a night of promises, of plans whispered for a future together, dancing in the embrace of the eclipse's surreal twilight. Shivering, she splashed water on her face, trying to rid herself of the sinister chill that crawled beneath her skin. It had to be a nightmare, a ghastly product of some hidden fear within the recesses of her mind. Yet, the phantom sensation of icy water filling her lungs persisted, a ghostly memory that refused to be banished. The town seemed different, more ominous than she remembered, as if a shadowy veil had been draped over it. Every corner, every familiar place she passed, now bore a dark undertone. The diner, where Jason and she had spent countless evenings sharing laughter over milkshakes, looked especially desolate. Its neon sign, once inviting, now flashed sporadically, casting eerie red glows that seemed more like glaring eyes than welcoming beacons. The park that had been the backdrop for many of their picnics, where laughter echoed and memories were forged, now seemed mournful. The once rustling leaves whispered in hushed tones, hiding secrets that her heart feared to uncover. With every step, the weight of the unknown bore down on her, making her journey feel like she was trudging through a thick, suffocating fog. A tempest of dread and confusion swirled within her, threatening to pull her under with its might. The clarity of that haunting memory felt like a thorn in her mind, casting shadows of doubt on everything she held dear. The clarity of that haunting memory embedded itself like a sharp thorn in her mind, overshadowing all else and casting long, chilling shadows of doubt on everything she cherished. The one anchor she had was the memory of last night with Jason. But even that once vivid recollection was beginning to blur at its edges, growing more distant as the intrusive and ghastly images invaded her thoughts. With every flash of that horrid memory, the colors of the world seemed to fade, replaced by ever-deepening shades of gray. Approaching the diner, she peered through its foggy window, half hoping to see their usual booth filled with their laughing selves, lost in each other. But it stood starkly empty, a chilling void in a place once filled with warmth. The town was bustling, yet an unspoken loneliness pushed her to the fringes, making her feel invisible among the throngs. A foreboding sensation gripped her as she neared Jason's house. The front door stood slightly open, creaking softly in the gentle breeze, inviting yet forewarning. Drawing a shaky breath, she stepped over the threshold, seeking answers and solace. The familiar scent of his home was comforting, but a chilling silence permeated the air. In the dimly lit living room, Jason sat, his form illuminated by the faint glow of a table lamp. His focus was on a photo of the pair of them. Her voice wavered, a mix of hope and dread, but there was no response, only the unsettling stillness of the room. But he remained motionless, his gaze fixed on the photo in his hands. He gave no acknowledgement of her presence, and an icy chill enveloped the room. The walls began to press in on her, their edges distorting and twisting. Desperation mounted as she felt a weight dragging her downward. In an instant, realization washed over her, powerful and relentless. The romantic evening by the lake, the gentle whispers of affection, it was all an elaborate facade, a comforting lie spun by her own mind to shield her from the cruel truth. Her heart raced, its pounding reverberating in her ears as she grappled with the revelation. The world had gone deaf and blind to her because, in this twisted reality, she wasn't truly present. As dread tightened its grip on her heart, the ground beneath her shifted and dissolved. She was caught in a tumultuous whirlpool, dragged deeper and deeper until the familiar confines of Jason's living room were replaced by the oppressive darkness of the lake's depths. The cold water pressed in from all sides, immobilizing her, suffocating her. She looked up, and through the dimming light of the waning eclipse, she saw Jason's shadowy form on the surface, far above. Amidst the muted sounds of the underwater world and the weight pressing down on her, a terrible clarity emerged. The genuine memory, the one that had never truly existed, was not of a treacherous act, but of a night filled with love and promises. As the shadows encroached once more, a desperate yearning consumed her, a wish to experience that imagined night just one more time.